competition analysis for niche sites. I'm going to give you 3 tips on looking at the competition to help you decide if a niche is too competitive or just right. My name is Doug Cunnington. I'm the founder of Niche Site Project. If you want to get a list of the topics I'm going to talk about today and a few more details, go to nichesiteproject.com/3, enter your email address, and I'll send you the list. Picking a niche is a little difficult. There's a lot of different factors. You have to first brainstorm a bunch of niches, then you have to do keyword research, and then at that point, one of the things that you have to look at, and it's one of the most confusing things that you have to figure out with very limited knowledge, is the competition. And it is one of the most common questions that I hear. How do I know if a niche is too competitive? And even if someone just tells you the niche, it's really hard to answer. There's so many factors, so many variables involved. I will go over 3 ways that'll give you a relative idea how competitive certain niches are compared to others, which is just about as good as you can get in this area. The first thing that you should look at is whether or not there are niche sites in the top 10 or 15 positions in general. So you're looking for other affiliate sites, usually monetized with Amazon Associates, and a lot of times it's pretty easy to pick those sites out. You'll be able to look at the domain names. They'll usually have some niche related name. And when you go check out the site, you'll see it's not like a normal person's blog. It's a review site. And if you are looking to create an Amazon affiliate site, you probably know what these sites look like. So if you see no other affiliate sites in the top 10 or 20, that probably means it's not a good niche to be in, right? So either it's not profitable, or Google doesn't rank those kind of sites, or something. So if you don't see any other niche sites, it doesn't necessarily mean that the competition's too much. It just means maybe that's not a good one to be in. So at that point, I would probably ask around, ask people that are ahead of you as niche site entrepreneurs, and figure out if that's a profitable niche or why there's no other niche sites out there. The second thing to look at is the content. So there are 2 main areas of the content that you should take a look at. One is the length, so just the pure word count. You may run into certain niches where almost all of the content is 10 to 15,000 words. It's just super in-depth and very long. You'll obviously be able to see that it is very long right away. There's a useful tool called SEO Quake that you can install. It's an extension for Chrome and I think Firefox, and all you have to do is click the keyword density within the tool and it'll tell you the word count in a second. So check out that plugin, super helpful. The second thing to look at on the content is just the quality. Now, the quality is really subjective, so you have to read it, or at least sections of it, and if there are spelling mistakes, if there are grammar mistakes, if it doesn't make sense, you could just kind of assume that that's low quality. Now, because it is so subjective, it may be hard to differentiate super high quality and medium to high quality. So if you just have ranges this niche has several sites with low quality content and only a couple with high quality, then it's probably not too competitive. But if everyone has super high quality long form content, that probably paints a picture of a much more competitive niche. And the third thing to look at is the backlink profile. So again, you'll want to take a look at some of the other niche sites that are ranking for specific keywords that you're looking at, and then go to tools like Ahrefs and Majestic, have a look and see how many backlinks they have, how many referring domains do they have, and what are the quality of those domains. You should have a pretty good idea based on the domain rating or the trust flow, but when you start looking at the specific places that they have links, it'll give you a good idea how competitive it is. Now, the thing is, most of the time, you're gonna have to at least match the number and quality of links that they have to be able to compete. So if you have that in mind and you see that they have 25 referring domains versus 250 referring domains, you get a relative idea about how competitive that niche specifically that keyword might be. So take it one step back and think about it from a higher level. Like when you look at one keyword, you'll get an idea of how competitive that keyword is. You do have to look at the few keywords that you're targeting, and then you'll get an idea how competitive the niche is. So you have to look at each of these on a keyword basis and then group the keywords together. You'll get an idea like how competitive the keywords are collectively, and then you'll sort of get an idea of how competitive the niche is. You may be getting the impression that it's a little fuzzy, this isn't a science. That's correct. There's so many variables involved, and when it comes down to it, the overall like niche competition is not something you could just put a number on. If you try and simplify it that much, you lose a lot of visibility into some of the factors that I mentioned. So if you have any tips on how you look at competition, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions about the points that I covered, also just ask in the comments below. I'll definitely take a look. Thanks, I'm Doug Cunnington from Niche Site Project.